How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Look at this. A flat tire. I think the knee-jerk reaction to this is probably to call a tow truck company, bring it somewhere to have your flat tire fixed. Because this is an EV and it's a Tesla, they don't actually have a spare tire in the back. It doesn't come with any kind of tire inflation accessory, nor do they have some kind of tire patch kit. You could potentially buy a spare tire and toss it in the back trunk, but that's not quite ideal because it weighs down your car. This will permanently reduce your efficiency for as long as you have that spare tire in the back. How do you tell this is a flat tire? Well, the thickness on top is supposed to be this high. It's obviously squished over here, therefore it's a flat. In the Tesla, you got tire pressure monitors in all 4 tires, and look at that. 4 PSI, completely drained. If you don't have tire pressure monitors, an easy way to tell is to just look straight down into the tire and look at how much it bulges out. A normal tire will bulge out a little bit based on the weight of the vehicle. This is about 8 millimeters. Here's a look at the flat tire at 4 PSI. It comes out just a little bit more. In the good tire, you got 1 7/8 inches from the floor. Whereas on the flat tire, you look at the rim, it's only 1 1/4 inch away from the floor. This video is brought to you by the Stoke Voltaics E-Kite EV charger. This is a 32 amp charger with access control. If someone comes along and plugs this thing in, it won't start without the RFID card. If you have a 14-50 plugs, it makes it very easy to install these things. The cable is actually 23 feet long. It can reach across your car, down the length of your car, in case you have an EV that's some ways away and you need to reach over another vehicle in order to charge it. And you can also charge a Tesla if you use one of these adapters. It also has an IP66 rating. The first digit of 6 means it's completely dust proof. The second digit, which is a 6, means that it's protected against jets of water spraying on this. So you can have it rained on, but it's not waterproof. You cannot submerge it. This charger is kind of neat because it has this blue logo over here that kind of looks like a flux capacitor. It totally makes sense because it's charging your car with electricity. If you guys are interested in this product, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. If you have AAA, maybe you want to call them because you get free tows anyway, but that would still cost you a little bit of time. If you have one of these, you don't have to call anyone, you don't have to wait for a tow truck. You just re-inflate your tire. If it's a slow leak, then you can drive to whatever repair shop and have the puncture repaired for you. In California, I buy my tires through America's Tire, or online it's called discounttires.com. Many of the tire stores, if you bought it from them, they'll actually repair your tire free for you. Not all of them does this, so double check with the store that you use. I have one of these tire inflators. It has a battery built in, and so you can test if it's a slow leak by just pumping it back up. Open up this nozzle, insert this in here. Right now it says 17 PSI. So let me turn it on. This is not that fast a pump, so let me time this. Start. So now we have a window of opportunity to drive this car to somewhere to repair the flat. Or if it's a very slow leak, like it leaks over the course of a day, you could potentially use this as a band-aid and you can like run very, very urgent errands first. And it's local, it's only a couple of miles. So let me drive this car and see how much it deflates by if I just drive it a mile or two. But I'm gonna bring this thing with me and monitor it every few miles or so. Another advantage to having one of these is a tire pressure monitor requires you to drive your car a little bit before it can sense the pressure. This one you can just plug it in anytime. It's been about an hour and a half since I inflated it to 42 PSI. So I'm gonna put that back in, turn this thing on, and we're reading 41 PSI. I feel like I can drive this couple of miles and it should be okay. 9 miles later, there's a 3 PSI difference. You can actually drive until the tire pressure is about 20 PSI before it's considered flat. I was just at America's Tire and they actually won't repair my tire because you can see some tread wear. You can see wires sticking out, so it's worn way too much. We're at a Target and we can buy some Fix-A-Flat. It's actually really helpful to have this stuff in the car, carry it at all times. This is what we want right here, Fix-A-Flat. There's a little hose that you attach to the tire. Remember though, you can't have a fully inflated tire when using this. If it's inflated already, you have to deflate it first. we have our fix-a-flat. Let's put it in the car. Rotate the puncture to 6 o'clock position if possible. Now I don't know where the puncture is, so I'm gonna inflate it as is. Shake for 30 seconds, twist hose onto the valve, empty everything into the tire. Don't shake the can while it's dispensing and empty everything into the tire. Drive 2 to 4 miles and the pressure will increase by itself. This is a temporary fix. You should repair this tire within 3 days or 100 miles. I can't recommend you guys to do this, but I've actually used this for an extended period of time before. There's glue all over the inside and that's what seals the puncture. After you use this, sometimes the sealant will gum up the valve. The valve sometimes won't close completely and so it would leak a little bit. So definitely a last resort type of thing, but let's put this in. First shake it. 30 seconds. My tire is pretty torn up. They asked me to turn my wheel out and they saw this. It's in a really bad shape, but we want to deflate it a bit first. And we can do that by just inserting this hose on there. All the air has leaked out, so now we're ready to inject all the liquid from here. Now we're gonna press this. Fill it all up in there. Oh, you see all that liquid going in. Sounds like it's all dispensed. This stuff is super sticky, so you don't want to touch it. So I'm using a bag. I'm gonna clean up a little bit here and put the cap back on. And now we gotta drive it immediately. Right after filling it, I have a tire pressure of 12. It seems like it only increased by 13 psi. So I'm gonna pump it back up to 42 first. Driving a few miles, you need to do this because you pumped a bunch of glue in there and you just want it to coat the inside of the tire evenly. Otherwise, if you put this big pool of glue in there, it's just all gonna solidify at the bottom and then that's gonna be all unbalanced. So drive it 2 to 4 miles. I had to stop for a little bit and inflate it a little bit at least. And I got it to like 30 psi, but the thing was a little slow. So I decided to cut it off short and just drive it on 30 psi for now. And now we got 28 psi. Put the cap back on. 42 psi. I drove 8 miles so far and the pressure actually increased 43 psi. When you go to a tire store, sometimes they offer you a warranty. They would replace the entire tire if it's not repairable. When is it not repairable is if there's damage on the sidewall or very close to the edge. Out of the 10 times or so that I ever bought tires, I never bought the warranty. It's about $20 more additional per tire. So this adds up quite a bit, especially if you're not gonna use the warranty. I'm not saying that this might not be useful for some people because this might actually happen. You might get a situation where people slash your tires, or maybe you drive on something that caused the sidewall to break. So with any kind of warranty, you actually have to estimate what are the chances are that you're actually gonna use that warranty. If you will use it quite often, then of course you should buy the warranty. However, if you think that there's a very low chance that you'll ever need it, don't buy the warranty because you see, even if, let's say right now, I destroy one of my tires and I have to buy a brand new tire, $250, $300 just for one tire, the cost of buying the warranty over so many years would be way more than me buying a single new tire. My opinion, of course, is to not buy the warranty if you are a safe driver and this never really ever happens to you. As I was making this video, I noticed the side wall is super duper dry. So let's get that fixed. Probably should have used gloves first. Never too late. Let's do the other ones. Depending on the tire store, even if your inside of your tire wasn't worn out, the thread needs to be thicker than 2/32 of an inch, or some tire stores want 3/32 of an inch. I've got a ruler over here. Let's take a look at what that really looks like in a tire. So when they talk about tread wear, it's to the 32nd of an inch. It's 3 of these little tiny markers. So when we put the ruler here, we are around 5/32 of an inch. So based on that, we can use this tire a little bit more. But not really, because the wires are showing in the inside. That's the reason people rotate the tire, so that it would wear more evenly and you can get more life out of the tires. One, if you don't have AAA, you don't necessarily have to call a tow truck, saving you money. If you have a tire inflator, you can temporarily see if it's a slow leak, thereby allowing you to fill it up a little bit and drive to wherever you need to get it fixed. You could also temporarily use Fix-A-Flat to get you to your destination if it's less than 100 miles away. Many times if you're out in the middle of nowhere and if you're forced to buy a brand new tire, they can charge a very high price because you have no other choice. So in an EV, you can carry the tire inflator, Fix-A-Flat, and those would cover most of your cases. It's actually very rare to ruin the sidewall of your tire. And if that is the case, well, you need to get your car towed then. I hope this video helps you guys out on knowing what to do with a flat tire in an EV. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.